later, so I thought I'd give it a crack and see how it goes. Controls maybe a little bit all over the place, so hopefully we'll make this this seem okay. As always, if any of you out there have any film news or film information, or you just want to talk about films, leave a comment, let me know. I will be chucking a comment right now whilst the game is loading into the feed. Other than that, we can get this show on the road. Just give me a second. Here we go.
War never changes. In the year 1945, my great-great-grandfather, serving in the army, wondered when he'd get to go home to his wife and the son he'd never seen. He got his wish when the U.S. ended World War II by dropping atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The world awaited Armageddon. Instead, something miraculous happened. We began to use atomic energy not as a weapon, but then, in the 21st century, people awoke from the American dream, a distant memory. It is now the year 2077. We stand on the brink of total war. And I am afraid. For myself, for my wife, for my infant son. Because of my time in the army taught me one thing. It's that war never changes.
I really quite enjoyed those little cinematics at the front. I'd forgotten they were even there. No, they do some nice stuff there. Probably need to adjust the audio a little bit. It's a little bit on the quiet side. Let's have a look at this. Oops, don't want to confirm the character. Let's have a look at some faces. It might be a lady. Oh wow, cool, okay, so I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, I can make her eyes squinty or not. Okay, well, let's give her big eyes. Do we give her a big forehead or a tiny forehead? Let's give her a biggish forehead. Eyebrows. Terrifying. Okay. Yeah, seems pretty good. that, and okay, so we'll go from about. Oh god. Okay, that's okay. Bleh. So let's give her really big lips, big mouth, whip. There we go. Terrifying. Okay, yeah, that's looking good. We'll go for that. Hair. Ooh, okay. Let's see what we got here. Yeah. Let's have a look, see what we can put together. I think should I just make a bald? I think bald's probably a good idea. That's looking pretty beautiful. Bring the nose up there like that. Down like that. Why did they even let you do this? Oh, well, you can bring them in or out. Okay, well, we'll take them out and raise them high. I think she's beautiful. I really do. Oh, you can set the mouth type as well. Okay, cool. Horrifying. Fantastic. And beautiful. I think we're pretty much done here. Let's just have a look at the eyes. There's a worried look. I don't know. What have I created here? What have I done? Pale's pretty good. Okay. Bleached hair. Lovely. I think she looks beautiful. Give her a little bit of makeup, just a little bit of makeup. So if you're adjusting this, I have made this terrifying character. It's because I'm going to make her beautiful. I'm going to make her beautiful in mindset. That's the important thing. Because it doesn't count what you look like. You can be a beautiful person on the inside. And that's fine. Getting a little bit of a Man Who Fell to Earth vibe going on with this one. What about blemishes? Okay. Let's make him beefy. I think we're done here. Let's very quickly get the audio fixed just while I'm here, because I've put the voices down a little bit too quiet. There we go.
Thanks, Carter.
Beautiful. Maybe a bit too loud actually now. Let's drop that down just a teeny bit. There we go. A couple of clicks and we should be fine. So if you just joined us, this is my character. I haven't given her a name yet. Lovely. Right. Lovely stuff. Anybody outside yet? No. What do you want? You're telling me. Prime. Hey, there's a guy at the door. Let's go see what this guy wants right here. I'm still surprised that he's able to identify her as a man. It's the only thing about this game I didn't really much like is how slow this introduction is and how mandatory it is. The Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, you pretty much just get dropped straight into it, whereas here it's like, it takes forever to get the game started. So long. Okay, so I'm going to give myself a name. Wildfire Micro says, am I ever going to review the Valentine's Day Massacre? I have never heard of the Valentine's Day Massacre. I will add it to my list, though. If you would like me to take a look at it, I certainly can do. I've had a few people give some recommendations for things that are coming up in the next couple of months, but November, December time, I can certainly pop that one into my schedules. What's it about? If you wouldn't mind letting me know, I'll look into it, certainly. Right, a name. Oh God, what am I going to call it? One second. I know exactly what I'm going to call my character. I'm going to call her the same thing that David Bowie's character is called in The Man Who Fell to Earth. The Man Who Fell to Earth. I just need to remember what his name is. I'm going to call my character Thomas Jerome Newton. But that might be a bit long, so let's just go try and see if I can get Thomas Newton. Boom. I have 21 points available. I'm going to put quite a bit on strength because there's a plan that I have coming up that I would like to try. I'm going to put some onto perception as well because I want to try and get that up. Endurance is important. Charisma is important. Not really fussed about luck. Agility is important. Oh God, so I'm going to be an idiot if I don't. Right, okay, so we'll knock a couple off perception. We'll put a couple on to agility. In fact, we'll take a couple off agility and put them onto there. Charisma, endurance. Okay. No, you can't take points off if it's already on there. It's on there. Okay, so let's take one off on there and put it on there. Let's take one off there and put it on there, because I need to have that fairly accurate. See, I want to keep my strength up. I want to make sure that my VATS is okay because I need as much VATS as I can possibly get. Endurance is... probably actually could take a couple of points off there and stick them on there. Intelligence is pretty good because it needs more experience points. I think that's pretty accurate. Okay. It's about a town that has a curse that a killer in a mine outfit comes to. Ah, nice, nice. No, I shall add that one to my list. Thank you very much for the recommendation, Wildfire Micro. I'll pop that one on my to watch list. It's an ever growing list. It never ends. That's the that's the sad reality of what I do. There's a lot going on. I do apologise if I don't get to it immediately, but I will make sure that it gets done sooner rather than later. How are you doing tonight, by the way? Are you okay? I already span it. I need to spin it again. I'm not allowed to punch anybody either. Is there anything in this closet? Cool. Oh no, they've locked me in. Huh. That is a very good idea, Wildfire. I might actually pop it into the February schedules. What? Data check. Calendar. The apocalypse can wait. The apocalypse will happen anytime. Halloweeny one towards the end of the game. There's some real good fun with that one. My favourite car, if I remember, was the Chester solid gold rocket car. Solid gold house rocket car. Loved that one just because it was so ridiculously overpowered. You'd just like press the trigger and go shooting off in any direction that was going. But no, that's a fantastic game. one of my favourites. It's a real shame they haven't re-released it. Yeah, no, cracking. Should really dig it out again at some point, or try to get my hands on another copy. Oh, it's over here. Do. No worries, Wildfire. You take care. Have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope to see you again sometime. Let me through. Thank you. Whip.
He's fine.
Cool. Okay, you're the boss. I'm disappointed you're not allowed to punch anybody at this point. Hate this bit, it's so dull. Come on. Come on. Move quicker. SM22, good to see you, man. How you doing? Okay. Man, I'm not too bad at all. I'm just absolutely frustrated at how long this bloody intro's going on for. It's a right pain. I just want to get out there and start murdering super mutants, and it's taking its sweet time. But no, other than that, I'm doing pretty good. Just had a bit of time free, so I thought I'd jump on the stream and play a bit of Fallout. It's a pretty good game, so yeah. Been up to much today, or has it been a pretty quiet one? Oh, nice, man! Congratulations. 250 is a pretty big milestone. To be fair, it's what I'm hoping to hit next. It's my next big goal. Yeah, cracking, man. How many uploads do you do a week, just out of curiosity, to get to those kind of numbers? I didn't realise if you hit the X button, she makes a grunty noise and hits the glass. That's, what does circle do? Oh, only X does stuff. Come on, let me shoot stuff. Come on, let me shoot stuff. It's ludicrous, man. It takes forever. I'm sorry to hear you've not been very well, by the way. I've had a lot of life stuff going on the last couple of weeks, so I've kind of had to hold off on doing any of these. But I've been meaning to do this Fallout stream now for at least 2, maybe 3 weeks. It's every time I get queued up ready to do it, life just has a terrible habit of being annoying. So, but I'm here tonight, so that's the best thing. I get to at least get things started on this one. But no, sorry to hear you're not very well. You've not been very well, man. But it's good to hear that you're back on your feet. You know, back up and going. I really need to catch up on some of your stuff. I've not been watching a lot of YouTube recently because I've been busy. But what have you been playing recently? Anything good? There's nothing in there. Anything in here? No, they're all dead. Okay. Cool. Anything in here? Stim pack, okay, that's fine. Ideally looking for something that I can blast away, preferably. A gun would be nice. Yeah, no. Shame. Yeah, I've only played this one once before, so my memory's a little hazy about what exactly needs to happen, but delicious. Hopefully I'll pick this up again. Oh, nice, man. So you're at 10th grade, you're nearly through high school then. That's pretty big, although you're coming up to exam seasons, is it, around this time? So, you know, I wish you the best of luck with that if you are going that way. You no worries, SM22. You take care. Thank you so much for dropping in. Hopefully I'll see you again real soon. Yeah, if you've just joined me, I've created a monster, and I can't even see if there we go. If you just joined us, I've created a monster, and we're punching rad roaches. Should be pretty fun. Aha! I am now an armed person. Fantastic. Ooh, gimme, gimme, shimmy, shimmy. Everybody's dead, that's what happened here. Cryogun, can't get that just yet. I'm haven't got a Pip-Boy yet, so I can't do that either. Well, pencils, that's pretty decent. Anything over here? Nothing over there, nothing over here. Nothing about. Bobby pins, cracking stuff from it. Okay. Can't get that. I'll get that eventually. Oh, it's over here. That's a pain. In the old games, you could just, as long as you were facing roughly where the terminal was, it would just load up automatically. You can't do that here. Yeah, nothing going to be of interest there. Ow, son of a bitch. Die, damn it. Stop being a butthole. Ah, Raymond, nice to meet you, man. How you going? All going well? Give me my Pip-Boy. I want my Pip-Boy. Oh, whoopsie doodle. Die. Thank you. Well, Ray, that sounds like you got a great evening planned. Personally, I'm back in work tomorrow after a long weekend, so this is pretty much my my wind down for the week. But I think you mean beer there. I only say it because if you're going to have some beer, that might either be very violent or a little bit homoerotic, which isn't a bad thing necessarily, but to each their own. Ah, finally. Come on. Oh, God. Mother... Have you ever seen Long Weekend? I have not seen Long Weekend. Although I think you may have mentioned that one to me before. It does ring a bell in the sense that I remember hearing the title before now, but I don't think I've ever seen it, actually. What's it about, man? Don't even have to move my feet. Come on. Come on. Hurry up! Don't have all day. Thank you. I'm pretty good. I do like the fact you can zoom these in and out. It's quite nice just to mess about with. That's bright. Okay, let's see what we got over here. Oh, right away. Okay, beautiful. First aid kit right away. Lovely. There's an elevator button. Oh, it drops the elevator. Okay, never mind. Dum-de-dum-dum-dum. So, here we have, I believe this is USA circa 2020, but could be mistaken there. Certainly reminds me of parts of my hometown. It's got that that vibe, making me feel like I'm home. I am over here. Okay, whip. Runny, runny, run, run. Jump, jump. Get up here, thank you. Ah, great. The bottom of your message is cut off, Ray. I got as far as a couple goes on one last vacation to see if they should I'm assuming it's maybe stay together or stop talking to each other or... Stay married. Ah, fair enough. Fair enough. What genre is it? Is it comedy? Suspense? I take it it's not horror or erotica or anything like that. Sorry if I'm skipping through these story elements and anybody out there is interested in them. It's just I want to try and get through this as quick as possible so I can get to the shooty, runny, roundy, fighty, shooty, dead bit. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. Why was that bloke fly carrying an 8-ball? It's labelled as a horror. Is it particularly scary? I mean, I know marriage can be terrifying at the best of times, but yeah, please do send the review through, man. I'll pick it up once I'm done on here. I'll be sure to check that one out. I know how to pick locks. Trying to tell me to suck eggs. There we go. Ooh, tasty. Gimme, gimme, shimmy, shimmy. Ooh, mine. And a hot plate. Some bubble gum. Boobly gum. Yeah, can't jump through windows. Okay, well, you learn something new. How do I get into this place? Huh, okay. Should also say probably at this point, if anybody is watching this either in stream or sort of catching up once the stream's done, if you do get a bit of time free, do go and check Raymond's stuff out. He's a really, really good guy. He does quite a lot of very fun reviews, especially films that are a little bit more on the obscure side. We're hoping to maybe pop up a little collaborative effort sometime very, very soon. And yeah, I can definitely recommend you check his stuff out. He's a guy. He's got some good stuff going out there. Where is Cod? Oh, he's over there. What the fuck am I even doing? The only downside to not paying attention. Oh, I'm going over to the Red Rocket. Yeah, okay. Oh, it's a doggy. Hello.
Hey, boy. What are you doing out here by yourself? Is this around okay? Okay, then. Let's just sit together. Hey, boy. What are you doing out here by yourself?
Anything over here? Oh, a little ham radio. The movie I'm reviewing next is called The Garbage Picking Field Goal Kicking Philadelphia Phenomenon. That sounds amazing. And it's a Disney film as well, so you know the quality's going to be stellar on that one. Right from the off. Any famous faces in that one, Ray, or is it just a quiet one? I know that you suffered the pain that I suffered in sitting through a boy and his buzzard the other day. I watched that one, hopefully for a future review that's coming up. In fact, once I'm finished here, I'm writing the review for that one up. A painful film, if ever there was one. It's just people walking. Just people walking. Whoa, doggy. Just people walking. For about 50 minutes it's people walking, and that's it. Where have I heard of Tony Danza from? Hang on one second. I know I've seen something with Tony Danza in, but I can't place it. Hang on. What's he been in? Taxi. I know him from Taxi. Thought I recognised the name. Yeah, I love Taxi. Big fan of Christopher Lloyd, Danny DeVito, and Andy Kaufman. So, no, brilliant stuff. So you pretty much landed on a good one there, then. I take it. Ooh, a quantum and some sugar bombs. Have it. Capstarch. And through here. Nope. Who's the boss? Now, I know for a fact I've heard of Who's the Boss, but I don't think I've ever seen it. If I remember rightly, it hasn't got a very, very memorable theme tune. I like 80s sitcom theme tunes and the likes. And I think I might have heard it on one of those theme tune compilations. One of my favourite themes is the theme from Cheers, and I also like the theme from Hill Street Blues, which has just a great theme tune. I can put the theme from Hill Street Blues on any time, and I'm just away with it. It's great. Although Taxi's got a pretty nice theme tune as well. What are you doing? Thank you. Oh, sorry, madam. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Let's see if I can't merge some of these down. Probably a good idea to get a little bit of... It's one of the things I really miss from the old Fallout games, is the fact that you could repair stuff on the go. Thank you. So, like, if you collected a load of pistols, you could just fix them and use it to repair yourself. Sorry, madam. Alright. Where are you going? It was in the UK, it was called The Upper Hand. I don't know The Upper Hand, actually. But you have a check of that whilst I'm waiting for the loading. The Upper Hand. See, the problem is there was a period in the sort of mid to late 80s to the mid to late 90s where a lot of American shows got ported over, but only did maybe one season and then disappeared. British TV, how can I shoot him from here? But a lot of TV shows from America got ported over, but only ever had like one season and then ended. And because of that, it means that a lot of American shows that were ported over are completely and totally forgotten. Oh, hello. Good day. Sorry, sir. Let's go down here. Ooh. Not gonna lie, with these terminals I never actually bother to actually try and crack the password. Thank you. Ooh, was that a knife? Gimme, gimme. What? Thank you. Sorry, sir. It was on ITV from 1990 to 1996. Wow, it was on for a very long time, but I couldn't tell you honestly about it, and I think I would remember something like that. Let me have a look again. The Upper Hand. Under the British. No, completely passed me by, that one. That's a shame. Haha, thank you. Sorry, sir. Thank you. Lovely. Sorry, sirs. And boom. Oh, cheers. The pain is real. Chemigan plays a former footballer who becomes the housekeeper of a rich woman played by Diana Weston. Sounds alright. That sounds okay. I'd give that a watch. It's the only problem really with sitcoms, as I say in the UK, they tend to sort of... What on earth are you doing? Go away. Thank you. That's the problem with sitcoms in the UK, really, is they don't tend to have the lasting factor that their US counterparts have. Basically, a sitcom can run in the UK for years and years and years and be absolutely forgotten. But then you can have weird ones like Black Books, where they did 3 seasons and everybody knows about Black Books and Father Ted and the likes over here. So it's, you know, it's a bit of a strange one. Have you seen any of The Upper Hand, Ray, or is it just Who's the Boss that you've seen? I'm supposed to be coming in for keys. Bum. Ooh. Just picked up a skull.
glad to help.
Ah, fair dues. No, there's quite a few American sitcoms I need to catch up on, to be honest. About 2 seasons out with Curb Your Enthusiasm that I need to dig back into, and the British sitcom at this point is pretty much all but dead. I mean, they knock the odd season of Red Dwarf out every now and then, but that's literally about it, really. Other than that, it's kind of a finished format. Everybody's into their dramas now and their long-form series over here, so it's one of those, really. What kind of sitcoms are you into, man? Do you watch very many of them, or is it just Who's the Boss?
I'll help if we can.
Look, I fixed stuff.
Actually, I already grabbed the fusion core.
Well, all right. You got luck.
Yeah, I tend to watch a lot of reruns as well. Thank you. I tend to watch a lot of reruns as well. At the minute, I'm going back through Everybody Loves Raymond, which is on pretty much every morning when I go out to work. In fact, I know that I'm running late for work if I get to the second episode of an Everybody Loves Raymond double bill on the channel that I watch in the mornings. It's been quite fun. I tend to watch, if I'm going to watch sitcoms, it's, as I say, stuff like Everybody Loves Raymond, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Seinfeld. Love Seinfeld. What else? In terms of UK ones, Red Dwarf is pretty good. Father Ted, Black Books, IT Crowd. The IT Crowd's pretty fun. Although, I don't know if you've ever seen the IT Crowd. They did 2 American pilots, and both of them are fascinating viewing. See what else we've got. Have we got anything that's long form? Where the bloody hell's that coming from? Yeah, the shotgun isn't really a good weapon for here. Neither is that. Oh, fine. Oh, God. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. It was one of those where I thought it'd be a really good idea and that I could scale the building down, but yeah, that didn't work. I haven't seen Exporting Raymond. I'll look that one up actually, because I've always been interested in when they try to sort of import and export sitcoms to different countries. As I say, the IT Crowd, they did a version of that for German audiences and for American audiences, and both of them are very interesting, to say the least. So yeah, but Spaced is a lot of fun. Spaced is some real good fun. And I do quite like some of Are You Being Served. I actually have a 33 of John Inman's singing career. He did an album called Are You Being Served? That's got some very, very out-of-date songs on it. Got him? I didn't get him. But yeah, Spaced is considered one of the better sitcoms to come out of the last sort of 20 odd years. In fact, that's a bit depressing. Spaced itself is very nearly 20 years old. What am I looking for? Did I miss somebody? Got him. Oh, jeez. Oh, God. Please don't kill me. Beautiful. Bloody hell are you going to? And what are you doing? What on earth is going on here? So somebody shoot. What are you doing here, cheeky chappy? Oh, fine, I've run out of ammo. Yeah, I do vaguely remember them exporting Spooks, actually, funnily enough. I know that they did a film version of Spooks as well, but I don't know whether they changed the title of it in the US or not. I imagine they probably would have. But yeah, they did a film version of Spooks as well. So I'm not too familiar. Oh. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm exploiting a glitch. I know they also did an export of Men Behaving Badly to the States, but I don't think that one took off either. Oh, for God's sake. Stop it. Silly. Sorry, sir. Let's heal up a little bit. Lovely stuff. Oh, it's you. the death claws gone? Eh. Got him. Who was in US Men Behaving Badly? And in fact, I'm actually probably going to have to look this up when I finish up here, because I know that they did it, but I know they also did do an American version of Red Dwarf as well that, if I remember rightly, had the original Crichton in it, but no one else from the English series, which was another strange one. Yeah, it's a quality-quantity thing as well with the season numbers. We had 7 seasons, but probably only about 4 of them were worth the time. The rest were pretty abominable. I'm trying to think of the stuff. I mean, one of the sitcoms I can highly recommend that had a very, very short run over here. It's a real shame that it did, because it's a great series. If you ever get a chance, look up Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. It basically takes all of the films that both you and I watch on a regular basis and completely and totally takes the piss out of them. It's amazing. It only ever had 6 episodes. It's brilliant. Brilliant stuff. Rob Schneider was in the US version of Men Behaving Badly. Fantastic stuff. kind of defeats the point of what Men Behaving Badly was about. I mean, in the UK, my personal opinion is that Men Behaving Badly was basically a tame version of what would really be Bottom, which had Rick Mayall and Ade Edmondson in it. Imagine, if you've never seen Bottom, it's a very crass but very fun little sitcom series. I think it only had 3 series, and they were very short episode series, like 6 episodes a series. But it's a lot of fun. And Men Behaving Badly was basically that, but without the grim, grimy undercurrent running. So yeah, basically it was a watered down version of another show that was much, much better. See, it'd be nice to have some more long-form sitcoms in the UK. As far as I'm aware, most of the sitcoms that are currently running are either US-based or are winding down, if anything. the last sort of wave of sitcoms that we had here were things like Mrs. Brown's Boys, maybe Gavin and Stacey, and that's going back a few years. You get stuff like Citizen Khan, which are alright, but they're not great. The big problem that the UK really faces is the majority of the people who were known for writing really, really good sitcoms have either gone off to do other things, or they're into films now, and that's it pretty much. Level up. Let's stick one on luck. Or is there anything that is useful right now? Pickpocketing is 25% easier now. If nothing else, 10% damage resistance. That's not bad. Will that guide you closest quest? VATS, okay, meh. Old West automatic pistols do 20% more damage. That sounds pretty tasty. Ooh. I'm going to boost my charisma with 1 point, and I think I'm going to go for toughness, because I could do with the damage resistance. Direction am I going in? I'm supposed to be going back over here. Okay. I think I'll go find Diamond City and get that set up, and then I'll probably end it there for the night. Because then the next time I pick this up, we can either continue down the Diamond City storyline, or we can go for a bit of an explore. The fusion core is low. Okay, alright, I'm going to go back to Sanctuary and store my power armor there. They also had a guy named Ron Eldard who had an awful cop show about a blind detective. Was it played for laughs, the blind cop detective show, or was it played seriously? Because we've had some awful detective shows over here. We had one that was called Boone, that was about a bloke who fixed motorbikes and solved crimes. That was literally his thing. He was a stunt biker who by day fixed bikes and by night solved crimes. And we also had one called Pie in the Sky, which was Richard Griffiths, who you probably may know as Uncle Vernon from the Harry Potter films, or Uncle Monty from Withnail and I. If you've never seen Withnail and I, by the way, Raymond, I highly recommend you look that one up. It's not a bad film, it's actually a genuinely enjoyable look at the intricacies of the relationship between good friends. It's a very, very good film, and it's got some fantastic lines. It's hilarious. Definitely recommend you check that out. But Richard Griffiths was in a cop show called Pie in the Sky, where he was a detective by night and a pastry chef by day. He'd make cakes and then fight crime. It is about as good as you can imagine it being. Diamond City. Okay. Oh, it's you. Hello.
Excuse me. Yeah.
What do you mean? What?
I'll leave.
Damn. Say you were broke.
When it comes to US cop series, I only really know, as I say, Hill Street Blues. I know that RoboCop had a TV series, very briefly, that got edited into TV movies, and I also know of Tequila and Bonetti, which is just awful. Blind Justice was played straight. Great. See, when you first pitched it to me, I imagined it was like something like a Naked Gun type thing, you know, maybe kind of a Woody Allen screwball comedy sort of thing. That sounds amazing. Can I start taking stuff apart now? Oh, I can level up again. Okay. We'll stick one on... For what I'm planning, I think that sticking one on big leagues is going to be pretty useful. As for objectives... quests. Let's go and see Diamond City. Oh, look, there's some dead fellas. Mine now. Oh dear.
I just want to trade a few things. I want to trade a few things. I just want to trade here with you. I'd be glad to.
Cool. I'm not really bothered what dog's found or not found. I'm going to go to Diamond City. Probably a good idea to get a weapon that actually has some ammo. That actually has some ammo. You know, the apocalypse is occasionally a little bit prettier than I remember it. Looks fun. What's over here? Oh, cool. Ooh, bourbon. My kind of campfire. Yep. What are you? Oh, I know you. You're one of those blood bug things. Thank you. Oh, is there a bigger one? I can hear it, but I can't see it. Got it. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I'll check those out as well then. I'm pretty much gonna finish up here and then go and get some food, and then I'm gonna start writing A Boy and His Buzzard, but I'll be sure to check those out before I do anything else. I'll probably sit and eat whilst I look at those. No, thank you very much, man. Much appreciated. Oh, hello. What are you? Dead. That's what you are. Thank you. Lovely. So have you got much on the cards tonight, Raymond, or is it a fairly quiet one for you tonight? Oh man, getting close. Did my dog just appear out of nowhere? To be fair, if it's on YouTube in full, man, yeah, it's probably... Oh god, what have I done with my life? If it's on YouTube in full, man, yeah, it's probably an obligation to watch it now. I'm very surprised... I was going to say I'm very surprised that network execs would consider doing something like Blind Justice, but then I remembered that TV execs have done a lot of crazy stuff over the years. There has been a lot of very, very strange television. And that's before I get into Heil Honey, I'm Home, which I should talk about at some point. I've been sort of threatening myself with doing a big piece on sort of far right-wing comedies and TV shows that have tried to do things differently and failed the landing. I've been sort of pushing myself to do it one day because I've got a massive stack of these shows that I've collected over the years just as oddities. But there's always just something that stops me from doing it. And at some point, I think I'm going to have to do it at some point, but for now, oisky poisky. Was it really? That is quite surprising. What are you? Oh, okay, you're fine. I wouldn't have suspected that the guy who did Hill Street Blues ended up doing Blind Justice. If anything, I would have thought the opposite would have been the case. I would have thought maybe somebody who did Night Court or something like that would have probably have done Blind Justice. It strikes me as a very 80s style show. I hate HAL 8000. I look forward to the trailer now. You've built it up a bit, so I'm going to be looking forward to seeing that one. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a bit of a shame, really, because we haven't, over in the UK, we haven't had a whole lot of truly terrible television of late. It's all either been fairly mediocre or just not terrible. I mean, of course, I'm probably one of the only people who can be like, yeah, television's so good nowadays. But you know, there's nothing strange about it. I mean, one of the big things I used to love about television in the sort of 90s and early 2000s was the graveyard slot, sort of that time between midnight and 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, where anything could make it onto air. Basically, as long as you were paying, you could put anything up. And it was ludicrous. You'd end up with some absolutely ridiculous stuff. My favourite thing of all was Channel 4. Between the hours of 12 and 5, they would have two shows. They would have a music show that would run for a good chunk of the night, that would play music, and then they had another show, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but they'd basically open the channel airwaves up to showing experimental short films and comedy short films, and that was it. It was ludicrous. Between like 3 and 6 in the morning, you could literally watch anything. Arty, comedy, anything. It was a completely different world. And then, as if to make things even stranger, from 6 o'clock till about 8 o'clock, they would show things like Sesame Street and the Monkees TV show, and Camberwick Green, which in and of itself is a very strange show. I used to love the variety, and now everything's kind of gone a bit sludgy, and it's a bit of a shame. I'd love it if we had the equivalent of public access over here. I'd probably be on it for a very long time. Yeah. That's a terrible angle. Cool. Right. It's been lots of time, but there was a show for 2 episodes called Wednesday 9:30, shitty sitcom that no one watched, but it had a weird. Yeah, it's sorry, Raymond. It's cut off again just before the end of your sentence there. It had a weird what? Cool. Right, let's jump back to Sanctuary. Oh, weird name. Yeah, there's one of the things that I do quite love about American TV is just how much variety and how weird some of the stuff that goes out as. There was a show that was on public access in one state, and it was called The Jerk Beast Show, and it went out for about 6 months, and it was one of the strangest programs I've ever seen. It's basically just a guy dressed as a big demon, and he just swears and attacks anybody who calls in, pretty much. And they did about 6 months worth of these episodes, and then they made a film called The Jerk Beast Movie that was a massive flop. It was like one of the biggest failures. So much so that it had a book written about it. where basically they'd sort of charted the filming and how it failed really badly. But yeah, Public Access has given us some weird people like David Lieberhart and the Junior Christian Science Bible Learning Show for Kids, which again is another very, very strange Lynch-esque piece of television. But yeah, that's a lot of fun. Top of the Heap sounds familiar. I think I might have seen a couple of clips of that at some point. My partner's a very big Friends fan, so she may have gone digging at some point. But yeah, I'll have to give a look into that one. Let me just save this. Fantastic. And I think on that bombshell, I'm going to close it down. So next time we will either continue the Diamond City missions, or we will do some side quests and have a good old wander around. Might even fix up this town because it's pretty broke. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Ray, for being such great company tonight. And I will see you all next time. Please remember to click subscribe if you liked what you've seen. I do new reviews every Friday. We cover some awful stuff. It's great. Yeah, everybody take care. Have a beautiful evening. And I will see you next time. Take care.